Welcome to my first date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
And I'm Christina. And
I joined you guys late because you guys were talking about
yes,
stuff.
I've got tea. This is such a messy situation. Ooh. It's in development. Now, for our listeners, we are recording a lot ahead because Cassie obviously moved to Germany. Keegan's got some stuff going on in July. So who knows? This may be moot. This may have updates by the time it comes around. But here's where we are at this moment in time. We're at the moment of time of the Hawk Tua girl, which we'll get to later. Put a pin in. Put a pin in that.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
We are in the moment of the Pop Out by Kendrick Lamar was huge this week on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
That's where we are in time. So
I want to know where Drake is, hiding in a cave somewhere.
Oh,
crying.
he took everything down. He took all of his shit down. Yeah, wonderful. But
crying.
What
rocking back and forth.
What is my Roman Empire at this moment in time is that there is a woman in England who is engaged to be married, and her fiance has a girl best friend. The girl best friend is in the bridal party, and the bride-to-be received a recording of said girl best friend basically saying this wedding is a sham. He's actually in love with me. Like blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
Like talking all that mad shit. So bride-to-be calls up her fiance and is like, actually softens it a little bit. Doesn't like put, but it's basically like this woman is talking shit about her. I don't feel comfortable about her being in the wedding party or even attending the wedding.
Standing up for me at our wedding when they feel this way. Wait, first of all, it needs to be said that recording was definitely captured by some of her friends.
1,000%. It must have been.
The
MVP,
way my phone would have been like...
Whoever captured that recording was like, send. That's some messy behavior.
Well,
but I mean, honestly, it's like you... I would guess maybe they're like a mutual friend or somebody who knows the bride-to-be as well, right? Because it's like you wouldn't... I mean, she felt like she needed to know. She needed to share that.
This is somebody that I shout out to the person that made the recording because it truly would be me. Like, if someone's getting married, one of my friends is getting married, and their fiance has a girl best friend, I am FBI. I am CIA. I am figuring it out. I'm like... giving all of the side eyes and constant recording to try to figure out because I don't like it. I don't like the situation. You can always tell, when a girl best friend is actually a friend and when they're being shysty.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because we've had this conversation a lot, but I do believe that men and women can be friends. Like, I think men and women have the ability to be friends, but you do know. You see a relationship between like men and women who are quote unquote just friends. And sometimes it really feels that way. And sometimes you're like, nah, something either has happened or will happen with these two.
Exactly.
For sure. Or she's waiting
Something's
it out
hanky.
or he's waiting it out. Like that's what's happening right now.
Something's
But being in the
here.
wedding is crazy.
Yeah. As a bridesmaid. So she's telling her husband.
Wait. I'm sorry. I assumed whenever you said that she was in the wedding that she was going to be standing up on his side.
No.
She's standing up on her side?
Yes.
For her.
Yes.
At their
no.
Yeah.
No. You know what I bet this
ma'am.
was? I bet it was like a bridesmaid activity where she said this shit. She probably
That's what
had
I'm
like
saying.
one too many drinks. But then it's like,
That
you're
is
saying
what I'm
this in
saying.
front of her friends.
Right.
That is bold.
You don't think...
fuck.
This is the thing, though. She probably didn't bargain on getting recorded. She was like, I'll say some shit, but then I can deny it. Or she got a little toasty with the champs and was like, got loose on the lips. And somebody was like, not today, bitch.
Loose on the lips. That's so true. But so she's telling her fiance this, like, is understandably like, I'm uncomfortable with this.
I'm going to stop you right there. If her fiance doesn't immediately go, okay, I totally understand why you would be upset with this. I'm going to remove her from the wedding party. We're done. We're done.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely not what happens.
Of course not.
He is like, if she's not in the wedding, there is no wedding.
Okay, then there is no wedding. Bet.
Sorry.
We're fucking done.
Sounds like we ain't got a wedding to worry about.
You can go marry her, actually.
Yeah.
Sounds like you would be happier that way. Wow, y'all have a wedding.
Yep.
It is absolutely wild to me that you would propose to somebody. So I'm like, okay, so this is somebody that's going to be your life partner that you are making a vow to, a commitment to. And with one decision, you literally show her where she's at in your priorities. Like,
yeah.
You're
right, because this isn't just a rumor, right? Like I could understand, like there's a part of me that could understand, like, oh, it's something that you heard through the grapevine, like it's just a rumor.
Sure.
Like let's
your friends could have been
talk
being
about
catty.
it, right? But you have a recording. I'm sorry, it's over and done. She said those things. This is what she really thinks about me. This is what she really thinks about our relationship, and this is really what she thinks about her relationship to you. So how could I trust her to be standing up at our wedding to support our marriage? No.
Yeah.
No.
So hopefully, like, everybody's scouring at this point in time for updates, because it's been a couple of days and it's radio silence, trying to figure out, like,
I hope she did not go through.
I hope so too, because I think that that's the biggest, the reddest of flags.
It's the scariest place to be, though. 10 days before a wedding.
10 days before.
You know what I mean? It's the scariest place to be, is those moments leading up to, those weeks, you're down to minus month, right? And the idea of calling it off at that point feels, there's so much negativity around the idea of it. There's so much pressure at that point. There's people who've spent money, blah, blah, blah. You know, like there's all these added layers of pressure to call off the wedding. We have to normalize being okay with it.
Yeah.
We have to normalize letting people make decisions in the 11th hour that are just best.
Yeah. Especially in
it's
a
tough.
situation like this, where somebody literally showed you exactly who they are.
Who they are.
Yeah. You normalize that. No, she's got a fucking recording. It's like,
yeah.
I'm
And
shocked,
that would be
stunned.
instead of the wedding song,
just play that.
press and play on that bitch. And nobody comes down the goddamn aisle. See ya.
Bye. Yeah.
Also, she's in charge of her own bridal party. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, she sure as shit is not going to be a bridesmaid.
Now that...
What, are you kidding me?
That is something else I want to talk about, is like how many people like pressure to be a part, like families that are like, oh, you should have, you know, his sister in your bridal party.
I don't care.
Like,
I don't care. Your bridesmaids should be the people who are closest to you, who support you. There shouldn't be obligation involved in that. Like, I don't care if they're family. I don't care if they're older friends. They should be people who mean something to you right now, who you know support you and support your relationship and your future marriage. Like, that is... Those are the people you should choose to have by your side. The pressure that goes along with wedding,
those are going to be the people who are supporting you through your marriage.
Right.
Yeah, the pressure that goes along with wedding planning is so ridiculous. Like, there's so much outside stuff.
Yeah.
That opinions. You really have to silence that stuff, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole thing. And it's probably a good idea that no one in your bridal party is slept with your future husband too. I mean, it's a wild
key,
wild thing to think that for those people such as myself that may have been in that situation years and years ago, I would go back and say, that's not a normal,
your current situation. Let's be clear.
Wow.
Since Cassie and I were both in your wedding to Eric.
Truly. Could you fucking... Not on my watch. No, ma'am.
Oh my God.
No. Thankfully, none of us in the situations we're currently in have had that experience, but Christina.
Yeah.
Man, but that's the thing. Had you been able to, in the 11th hour, made a decision, your whole life is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's wild to think about. I mean, everything happens for a reason, right? But man, I hope I'm sending her so much love and strength, because it's 10 days before her wedding and she's got this incredibly difficult decision to make. So I don't even know her TikTok handle, but sending her so much strength and love and surrounding her with positivity and hoping that it works out for the best. So,
yeah, that's...
I'm hoping the person that recorded it, I'm hoping the rest of the bridal party is like surrounding her.
They'll rally around her. I mean, the thing is though, now it's like, oh, there's gonna be so much pressure from every side because now this is in the public.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
it's
so she's
viral.
Gonna have like. Right. So she's going to have pressure also from the public, from people she doesn't even know, telling her something. Then she's got pressure from family, pressure from her fiance, pressure from... She's going to have pressure from all sides. So baby, be strong. You know?
That's tough.
The other thing that I think we should talk about is shots fired this morning from Cassie with that Reddit that she shared. Shots fired.
Okay, Cassie, would you like to...
I've said a few things, I think, while you guys were sleeping. And I'm not going to lie, I thought it was a Bill Hader one that I sent, which was hilarious, and I hope you watched it.
I love him.
I did watch it.
Yes, me too.
TikTok. Yeah, I did watch it.
I'm
so
Casey
fucking
Kasem.
funny. Anyway, so I said two that I thought could be discussion. One was about who is your celebrity crush, which your friends think is gross. That was a Reddit
We've talked
thread.
about that one before.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
We have. But the one we haven't talked about is, question, ladies, how long do you go without washing your bra? How many times do you wear your bra before you wash it?
I'm going to be honest.
Truth. We need truth.
Yeah, I'm willing to be honest as well.
Truth talk.
In this moment.
I wash my bras when I have a full load of laundry. I will wear a bra several days in a row. I have I think 2 or 3 bras that I like to wear as everyday use. And if I'm not doing yard work or anything like that, I'll go so they probably get in the laundry. I do laundry once a week. So once a week is my answer. But I definitely wear the same bra several days in a row.
That's your extremely vulnerable answer, Christina.
Wow.
That's very, very reasonable.
It's vulnerable for several reasons, because I do know that you're supposed to not just chuck your bra in the fucking washing machine. You are supposed to do something special with them, right?
I
sure don't.
I hand wash them. I do. But the thing is, because I hand wash them, you know that motherfucker's not getting washed for a while.
Oh my God. Just chuck it in the laundry.
Here's the thing as well. I also don't wear a bra every day because my boobs are small and I don't really need to. So I don't wear a bra every day. I wear it if I'm going out somewhere that requires it going into the office or something like that. So I don't wear a bra every day. I have a few bras that I cycle between. So how many days of use before it gets washed, I can't really say. I don't know. But once a week is not. I'm not washing my bras once a week. That is not happening.
Absolutely not.
It's more than that. It's definitely more than that.
Well, it's not. It's also not like underwear. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
No, underwear gets washed every time. That's a one-time use situation.
Yes, that's a once use. Period. Done.
Yes. Sometimes I wear multiple pairs of underwear in a day if I've worked out. I'll wear a pair of underwear, work out, and then change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because secretions.
Absolutely.
Secretions.
Yes.
Things, but there's nothing secreting up top. So I'm like,
I would say if I had bigger boobs and I needed to wear, one, I needed to wear a bra every day. 2, if I was sweating a lot more, you know, like if there was a lot of under titty sweat or something like that,
because that is
then
thing.
Maybe that would encourage me to wash it more frequently. But you know, hand washing, first of all, like if I have shit that needs to be hand washed, that stuff gets put in a pile and it does not get dealt with for a minute. So first of all,
in fact, you might go back to that pile that hasn't been dealt with for a while and be like, man, I really need that bra for today.
Can I smell it? How bad is it? You know, can I Febreze it? Can I Febreze it? Is that all right?
Okay.
You know,
you got too far. Febreze. No, ma'am.
When you hand wash something, like you have to wait for it. You gotta wait for it to dry. You've gotta, and so sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
It's almost
I'll be in a position where I'm like, I got to wear that bra again.
It's the same thing as like your shower towel. Like I have a real it's like, it's fine. Like, of course I'm like drying myself off, but I'm clean. I just came from the clean. So it's basically a clean towel.
I need a clean towel.
You do a clean towel every time, Cassie? Every single time?
Two times is max though.
Whoa. Every
what
2
I'm learning
times
is that I'm disgusting. is what I'm learning.
First of all, no, I need to go back to the bra conversations because I didn't even get to tell my honest truth.
Give us your truth.
Okay. I'm more in Keegan's camp for sure when it comes to a bra.
Do you hand wash too?
I don't wear a bra every day. What's that?
Do you hand wash too?
Oh, okay. No, I'm worse than Keegan. I'm a cross between the two of you. I throw that bitch in the fucking washing machine, hangs to dry. We're lucky. Listen, Mama ain't got no time for that shit. I'm like, what am I, like hand wringing it too? Like, what am I going to say?
Little house on the prairie?
It gets stretched out if you put it in with everything else.
Oh, yeah. It absolutely does. It destroys it. It destroys it. My bra is a mangled tangle of underwire and like puffy, lumpy, fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
see, this is why I don't do underwires anymore.
I know.
I just can't.
I know. I have to get new bras. We need Honey Love to sponsor us. Or Fenty.
100%.
Yeah.
We are not sponsored by them, but I do have to say for my fellow small boobied girls out there, I finally ordered a pepper bra because they'd been relentlessly advertising to me. The algorithm is like, bitch, seriously. Yes. So we know. We see you. You know what I mean? And so I did finally order a pepper bra, which are made for people who have small boobs because you know, so often there's like so much gapping and stuff that happens. Nothing fits right. And that shit delivers. I love it. So if you are, I think they only carry up through like double B's or something. It's small. It's like triple A's to like double B's. Seriously, triple A's to like double B's or something like that.
What's a double B? Isn't that just a C?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting into half sizes. I wish. You know what? I'm going to put it out. I'm going to manifest it into the full moon's in Capricorn right now. So
Yep.
I am going to up my bra game. I am going to buy expensive bras and I am going to hand wash them probably every 6 months if I'm honest. But I am going to.
That's what happens when you hand wash. Girl, there's a trade-off.
True.
But I'm manifesting
like twice a year, max.
Yeah.
This is the thing too. You got to do you're saying like yard work and stuff. I mean, like I have sports bras.
That's what I do. Yep. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
My sports bras get washed. They get thrown in the wash and then hung up to dry. Every time. Like I wear them once and my sports bras get washed every single time.
Yeah.
It's my like underwire my business bras.
Business bras do not get washed. That's for sure.
Yes.
This bra beats business.
I want to know who these people are. I see them on TikTok, like the people who have their shit sewed together, who are like, everything goes in the right. They have like 16 laundry baskets and like this one's dry clean, this one's hand wash, this one's whites, this one's color. Like, I'm like,
time out.
Cannot.
Fuck. Like, honestly, can we fucking seriously?
Fuck dry cleaning?
Thank you. Fuck dry cleaning. Like, I can't.
It's so expensive in this economy.
Hatred.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I have a few pieces that I like that are dry clean only, but the thing about them is like they are going to get worn twice a year or 3 times a year because the amount of times I'm not going to go to the dry cleaners every week. Like I'm not going to do that. So I end up having a pile of things that are like, these are my dry clean things. And then when I'm like, I really want to wear that sweater, then all of that stuff goes to the dry cleaners. But like, that's again, like twice a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I gotta get it. I gotta take it over there. I gotta I gotta come back however long later and pick it up. Stop. It's too much.
I will tell you, in LA, there is a service that will come to your house. They'll pick up your stuff. Yeah, they do all washing. So they do regular wash as well as like
it's like a fluff and fold situation.
It's called rinse. But I mean, like if you're just like in a place where you're just like, I got too much shit going on, LA peeps. If you just need like, I need somebody to handle my clothes and handle my business.
I do hate that. Laundry. It is like my least favorite chore.
Absolutely. 1000%. I don't mind doing the laundry. The folding and putting it away is what sends me.
Again, I'm gonna be real vulnerable in this moment. The last 2 times I have done my laundry, I have folded the remainder of the laundry from the time before the day I'm doing the new laundry so that my laundry bag is empty to put more laundry into it.
Yep.
Because I'll just pull shit out of that bag and then I'll be like, oh, this is wrinkly because it's been in here, and I'll just steam it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's clean.
Yep. It's clean.
It can't be me. I gotta be honest. I hate mess, which we all know, and I can't stand to have clean or dirty clothes piles. If I have clothes that I want to rewear, we all know this. I have a ladder that I
It's
hang.
true. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Or now in my apartment, because I don't have that yet. And in my apartment here in Germany, I have just like a little basket underneath all my stuff that I will refold, put that stuff in, so it's not touching my clean clothes, but it's not quite dirty clothes.
Wow.
But I can't. Like it makes me.
We know you're better
anxiety.
than us, Cassie. We know. We know.
Okay, I think we know that I'm not better than you when I just explained my bra situation. So I think that. Wait, okay, so towels we're not like a 2-time
No.
and then throw them in the wash.
No, they go in once a week.
Every time?
They go in once a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my towels go in when I do the rest of my laundry.
Yeah.
Let's be completely honest. I shower maybe 3 to 4 times a week. So
I shower every day.
Oh, shower is the best thing ever.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah. Shower time is so integral to my inner peace.
I'm a dirty bird.
So
I'm a dirty bird, bitch.
I feel like we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot.
So
Except
much.
that, you know what? When we just flew here from LA, came to Germany, so we're finally back in Germany. I took like 2 showers that day. Yep. I was like, I think I took a shower when I came home, and then a shower before I went to bed. I'm like,
post shower, like a post travel shower.
Yep.
Necessary.
Absolutely.
That's a necessity. Like before you get into bed, you have to like wash the plane. Wash plane people off of you.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
Airport on you.
100%. Girls, I need to talk to you about that flight too, because I know that we're running a little long on this, but I have to tell you, first of all, my pets were fucking amazing. They did awesome.
That's awesome.
Chuck was like a real champion, like just total killers. They totally nailed it. I have been fighting a cold. Keegan and I, we've been talking about this. I'm pretty sure I have bronchitis. So my sinuses and all.
My sinuses are a nightmare.
Flying when you're like have that kind of nasal congestion and then your ears. I thought my eardrums were going to burst out of my fucking head. It hurt so bad landing.
Is there anyone who likes... I love the getting to where I'm going part of traveling. I love that. I love being in a new place. But I'm side-eyeing anybody who tells me they like enjoy being on a plane.
No,
you know
it's awful.
I mean? Like who?
Greyhound bus in the sky.
Bother me.
Ugh.
It doesn't bother me necessarily. This one was particularly shit. I will be honest. Like when we talk about I was in steerage. It was the most uncomfortable flight I've ever flown. It was pretty garbage this time.
Gross. Yeah, and
well, we're glad you made it there safe.
Yeah,
but I made it. I'm here. Yeah. So
should we fuck, marry, kill German guys?
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
In honor of Cassie being, or German people. We can just make it German people,
celebs.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
German celebrities.
German celebs.
But you know what?
Okay.
He's American. Okay. He's American, but I'm very tempted to go with David Hasselhoff.
I was just going to say, I feel like we have to.
You have to.
I feel like you can't. You have to.
He's part of German culture.
You got to do Heidi Klum.
Pseudo.
Yeah, Heidi Klum.
Yes. Yes. Who else? Oh, and Christoph Waltz.
There you go.
Oh, great. All right. Done and dusted.
I think we got some real treasures in here.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
Christoph.
You know what?
Heidi Klum.
I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to marry Heidi Klum.
Yo, absolutely.
I think she's funny. I think she's fun. I think what she does at Halloween every year is absolutely insane. And I do love it. Like she's a little, there's something a little crazy there, but I think it's going to be like fun.
Do we think she's like an Aquarius? Where do we feel like she lands? I got to know.
Yeah,
it could be.
Feels air sign to me.
I don't know. There's a real Leo energy
or Scorpio. I don't know. Could be,
I'm not sure.
We could be.
I'm not sure actually.
Gemini.
Okay. Yeah.
Knew it.
She's a Gemini sun and moon.
Oh boy.
Wow.
All right. Well, you know what? I have almost no Gemini in my chart, so I feel like we'll level each other out in that way. That's fine. Okay. And I'm gonna fuck Christoph Waltz.
Oh, amen.
Yeah.
He also has kind of like a little like off kilter energy, but I think it's gonna be a good time. All three of these people have a little like left of center vibes, but in fun ways though. I think they're all kind of in like weird fun ways. But yeah, there's an intensity about Christoph Waltz as well, like an underlying intensity with him that I think could be fun in the bedroom.
Libra.
So. His birthday's
Libra.
I was going to say October 4th. I'm like, which is that? Yeah.
Yep. Libra.
Two air signs. And then Don't Hassle the Hoff is July 17th. Is that Leo?
No, I think it's Cancer.
No, Cancer.
Oh,
Cancer man.
that says a lot.
It truly does.
That tracks.
Hey, don't hassle the Hoff, Cassie.
That tracks. Listen, it tracks. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to do something similar, Keegan, but not quite. I'm actually going to marry Christoph Waltz.
He has the most stable energy, I think, of the three of them.
Yeah.
And that funniness. He's got a funny bit too.
Yeah.
He's funny. You can tell.
He seems so witty and intelligent too, but I could just be a dumb American who thinks people who speak multiple languages are ultimately smarter than me. But because, our education system, but
feels right.
I think that I would be the most stimulated by Christoph Waltz, but then I gotta fuck Heidi Klum.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet she has a swing or something.
Yes.
She's giving me like the way she's so carefree at Halloween and stuff. I'm like, I bet you she gets down. It wouldn't surprise me if she had like a playroom, not like a dungeon, like a fun sex room.
Like a rec room.
But like it's all fun
like
shit.
Rec
like
room,
all of her sex toys are like sparkly.
Yes.
They're all like bedazzled.
Yes.
She's got a vibrator that has like Swarovski crystals or
totally.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Feels scratchy.
I'm gonna. It feels like that
not
might
on the handle,
problems.
you guys.
Yeah.
Be serious.
Yes, okay. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to marry Christoph Waltz as well. I think I agree. He's got stability. He's got a serious side. You can see that he's got a humor. I mean, I really like his demeanor. He seems very light. He looks like somebody who could make fun of himself. I like that kind of energy for sure. And honestly, you guys,
you're gonna fuck the Hoff.
Are you gonna fuck the Hoff? Yeah,
I am.
I don't blame you for that. I really don't.
Do I think he's a good person? No. Do I think he's an absolute POS? Probably. But do I also think that it's going to be weird and I do want to try it?
No, he's weird.
I feel like it's going to be unhinged.
Yes. Everything about that man is a little bit unhinged. Like having a pop career in Germany, taking yourself so serious the way that he did at that time. Like, honestly. And I do, again, blanket disclaimer. We don't know these people. We don't know the ins and outs of their like political history or any kind of like weird shit they said, because I'm certain David Hasselhoff was a huge celebrity in the 80s.
So
I'm certain that there's some sus shit in his background.
He did some real awful shit too, like about remember his daughter? Like, didn't he like cuss her out? Like
Alec Baldwin did. I don't know if that's who you're thinking of.
David Hasselhoff too. There was like a whole thing with his daughter. It was, it's icky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's what happens when you pick celebs that were famous in like the 80s. You're like, grain of salt.
Yep. Don't dig too deep. Don't dig too deep.
Surface level only. Good God. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And we're back. Okay, Christina, kick us off with stories.
Okay. This person says, it was my literal first experience with online dating, and he had messaged me a couple days prior and then followed it up the next day saying something about how we were some percentage match, so he thought we'd hit it off. But apparently I was ignoring him.
Wait. Pause. What dating site tells you what percentage of a match you are? Is there one that does that?
No idea. I have no idea. I didn't encounter that. So I don't know. Maybe eHarmony or something. I don't know. It sounds like a Match.com kind of thing.
It does, actually.
In retrospect, I should have noped out right then. But me being me, I apologized and said I hadn't checked my profile in a few days. He makes a joke about feeling like the butt of some cosmic joke, whatever that means. And I explained that I was on my way to work and that I would get back to him after work. This man, he messaged me 8 times within 45-ish minutes telling me he'd spent a lot of time on my Facebook page and he thinks I'm absolutely beautiful. Nope.
Ick.
No.
I've got the ick.
No.
I don't like that. That is probably top 5 biggest turnoffs. Like whenever you're that, like clingy, like I'm trying to work and you're blowing my phone up. It's it's reeks of desperation. Yeah.
And also another layer of ick, the icing on the ick cake is that he's stalking her Facebook. Like, listen, I know we all do it. If we find somebody and we're like, oh, okay, like let's see if they're on social and just, see if there are any red flags or whatever, but don't say it. Like, it's gross. It's weird. Don't do that. Nope. I take that back. I'm in love with you.
No, you're not. No, you're. So wait, hold on. At this point, have they met in person yet?
No, they're just matched. He has also you can't
like, maybe this was a long time ago because she said it was her first time doing online dating. I don't know, but I think we all know now you can't really judge somebody based solely on their social media.
No.
Like I think scrolling through their Facebook's a good idea, especially in the world of like, are they posting anything politically that would be a huge red flag for me or something like that? Are they like bigoted or something openly on their social media? But outside of that, I mean, people are sharing what they want you to see. Okay?
Absolutely.
You don't know a person by looking at their Instagram. You do not.
Oh, there's a big thing on TikTok about girls finally finding a dude's Reddit. And
I saw that. That was sad.
Yeah.
It made me sad because she found his Reddit and he'd been posting about their relationship.
Yeah.
Like, anonymously.
Yeah.
Like things about her that he didn't like in their relationship. I was like, that is
that's
devastating.
brutal.
And so then like the search bar on TikTok was like how to find someone's Reddit account. Because now like women are like, bet I'm about to go look. See what you've been saying about me.
Exactly. Well, not just seeing what you've said about that. It's like liking different like porn conversation, like some shady stuff goes on Reddit.
People are their true selves on Reddit anonymously. Yes.
It's so true. People are so scandalous on fucking Reddit.
Okay, so this guy says he has a kid and hopes that isn't a deal breaker, and a bunch of other stuff in increasingly long paragraphs, ending with an exact quote. I friended you on Facebook and nothing back. I take it you don't like me. I'm sorry for that, and I'm not in love with you. I was kidding. I see all of these messages on my first break 2 hours into my shift and respond with something generic like, yo, buddy, I said I was at work. I get break every 2 hours during an 8-hour shift. Kind of standard. Within 15 minutes after I responded, I get another 9 messages.
No.
Fuck off. Fuck all the way off.
Each one even more intense and with worsening grammar, which translated to me as him being like feverish.
Is he drunk?
With his thought process. Yeah, I don't know, but like when you see someone's grammar deteriorating, that's what I would think is like now.
It's very Baby Reindeer. Did either of you ever watch that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All stating that he's super attracted to me. I'm sorry that I have a brain and for some reason the name blank rang a bell for some reason. And that's why I looked your beautiful ass up. And this probably sounds like I'm taking things too fast, which I probably am. I want to see you. I have a crush on you. I want to meet you. I'm not freaking weird. I don't know what it is. I'm attracted to you big time. I want to hug you. I'm a funny, sarcastic person. So if you don't like laughing and having fun, then forget about it. LOL.
I'm going home from work early. Okay, like I'm done working for the day. I'm overstimulated. That is my nightmare. No.
That's so much to take in. You can't respond. Block and move.
Block and move on.
Yeah. This is so much. The only thing I hear from women in this town is the guys here are losers. It's true. I have never been arrested. I'm not on parole, have a driver's license, a car, and a couple of jobs. And obviously I can talk to myself pretty damn well. Okay. So I'm not going to try for you. 77% match. So I'm thinking we should date. You don't. So I get the best drugs this valley has. I grow bomb ass indoor weed. It's all true. So anyways, bye.
Oh,
there's so much to unpack there. There's
God.
If I got this message, I mean, first of all, I'm screenshotting it and putting it in a fucking group text. So like, ladies.
Oh yeah. No, but I'd be worried about your safety. I'd be like, if you sent us a screenshot of that from someone you've never met before, I'd be like, you're staying the night with me tonight. Don't go home.
Exactly.
Because like, I don't trust this person that is so intense.
Psychotic.
Well, also,
it's so psychotic.
The scary thing for me is that a lot of times we put on Facebook clues about where we work.
Right. And that's exactly what I was about to say is like, this is such a good reminder to not put too much information on your social media about like where you are, where you work, you know.
Yep.
I actually saw a thing, because I'm bad about this. It's like, you shouldn't tag the location of where you are when you're there. Like if you've left and you're posting pictures later, then you can do that. But like, I'm bad about that. Like we'll go out to dinner or whatever and I'll put it in my story and tag the restaurant or whatever. But that is, I'm making a concentrated effort not to do that anymore.
Well, because people know that you're not at your house too. So there's a lot of people that
both. Yeah. It's true.
So from me to respond on my lunch break. So like I said, I'm at work. Immediately after from him, one long paragraph with a bunch.
You didn't need to respond.
I know, honey. You don't
owe him anything.
One long paragraph with a bunch of indecipherable shit, including things along the lines of, tell me again that there's a punchline with my dumbass attached to it. It's funny, I've been divorced going on 4 years. Can't imagine why.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I've learned to be patient and things will slowly but surely come to me in the time I need.
You're the least patient. Wow, I can't speak today. You're the least patient person I have ever come across.
Ever.
I'm an idiot. So now that you know I'm an impatient idiot, could you please find some time in your busy life to somehow message me? And if not, well,
sir.
30 minutes later, changed his profile picture from a smiling one to a frowning one and says,
oh my God.
Yeah, one of those. So 1 minute later, this is verbatim.
Is this MySpace in 2005 and you're 15?
Dude, we're vague booking as adults.
On your dating profile?
We haven't met yet. We have not met. You weirdo.
Even if we had, even if we were in a relationship, even if we were in a long-term relationship, if Eric if you and Eric got into a fight and then he changed his Instagram profile picture,
my God,
and made some vague status on his story, would that not be like the biggest turnoff in the world?
It was such an ick. It's such an ick.
Gross.
I do not date children.
Exactly.
I love that that's on record.
Hard.
On record. Yeah.
That was Cassie.
That's the
I've
stance
said
of
it
this whole
before.
podcast, actually.
I have said it before, and I will say it again. I do not date children.
That's right.
Good.
1 minute later, this is verbatim. Oh, well, I was on true hot pursuit of you, and your work is more important. We're at different stages.
Yeah.
Money.
My work is more important than someone I've never met before. You weirdo.
Money and working your ass into the ground doesn't mean anything in the end if you have to plan for 2 weeks or maybe more to have fun. If you work hard like you do, then get a biz of your own, because I don't care if you meet your next husband or first husband. He will in no way treat and provide for you physically, mentally, emotionally like I can, and will that I am sorry. It's either you're snobby or think you're cool or something. I have proven exactly what I would do. Built a home, a business, so my ex could chill. And she did. Got hooked on pills, and then she left me.
Oh my God. Stop talking.
It sounds like you got the best connections in the valley. Where did she get them?
Good point. There you go.
He said so much that I had forgotten that bit.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
I forget nothing. I have it all trapped up here in my brain of can't with this guy.
On my third break, I replied, okay, at first I didn't message you back right away because I'm at work. Then I stopped because you started to scare me. You come off as really aggressive. I apologize if I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry, but there's no way this would ever work out. Then I immediately blocked him.
She's nicer than me. She's nicer than me for even apologizing in the first place.
Right. No.
I'm out.
Because she had nothing to apologize for.
Nothing. Sometimes I wish I wouldn't have blocked him just out of curiosity about what he would have responded with, but I worked in a public setting and was legitimately afraid of him.
Yes,
Truly.
as you should be.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It was a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Dude, when you match with a heavy texter, someone that literally, that's my biggest pet peeve anyways with texting.
Back-to-back text.
You thinking that you have access to me whenever it's convenient for you. And it's like, no. As an introvert, I'm like, sometimes I put my phone like over on the table when I'm sitting on the couch because I'm like, I don't want to be talked to right now. Even in a like digital way, I'm taking space for myself. So people that get weird about being like, wait, it has to, if you haven't texted back in 40 minutes, well, you don't like me then. I'm like, oh, that is such an ick for me.
I don't have time.
Right?
I do not have time for this.
No.
I am
Or
not
that's
a child.
not how I want to spend my time right now. You know,
Right.
like
Ever.
I don't want to spend my time this way at this moment. Like I will get back to you.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like,
I never want it. That's the maintenance level of having somebody that needy in your life. I can't. I fucking have no space for that shit.
No.
Just can't be me.
Okay, I've got the next story. Content warning: there are fluids involved here.
Secretions.
It's
Ew.
but it's not poop. So if that's your specific trigger, then just know that. Okay. Met a guy in a nightclub. A week later, he picked me up for a 45-minute drive to some fancy restaurant. I'm going to pause right there. You just got in a car with him for 45 minutes. You met in a nightclub. You don't know him.
Nope. Nope. That is a stranger.
I'll meet you there.
Yep.
I will meet you there.
Yep.
Yes. On his second mouthful of steak, he began to choke. I just stared at him. People started looking and 2 waiters came over. By the time they got to the table, he threw up all over his plate, himself, and the majority of the table.
Oh,
he was
no.
choking.
He was choking.
Sir.
Oh, poor
Yes.
baby. He needed the
Poor thing.
Heimlich.
100%. Like, poor thing.
And she's just like,
Right.
staring at him.
Some people, some people freeze in a crisis.
Yeah.
Some people freeze. He then ran off to the toilet. The waiters cleaned everything and got me a cocktail while I waited. Everyone was looking. Took him about half an hour to come back. He then said, while covered in vomit, he will have another steak.
Listen,
and said to me, Why haven't you eaten yours? It'll be cold now. Maybe because there's vomit on my plate.
Oh God!
Is there? Oh God!
Which also, if you were there for half an hour, I'm sorry. They need to
sent back.
Take that stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it's probably best if we leave. He then insisted on getting another steak to go. Honey,
is he fucking Fred Flintstone?
Wow.
Jesus.
I couldn't leave as I had no money for a taxi. We got in the car and the car stunk due to his vomit. He took off his shirt and threw it in the back. It was the longest 45-minute drive of my life. We pulled up outside my house and he went in for a kiss.
Ugh, I just,
Sir, I
chills.
No.
Gross.
No,
I can smell
sir.
that. Ugh.
I nearly died and managed to swerve it, though he was insistent and tried several more times.
No.
Right. I said, I don't get, he's shirtless, smelling like vomit, coming at you.
God. God. No. Ugh.
I said, I don't kiss on first dates and left the car. He sent me roses the next day and rang and texted me several times for a few days before he got the message. It was my worst date ever.
Oh God.
Just like,
Ew.
listen, I'm not judging him for choking, right? That's not his fault, right? And like stuff happens, but to sit back down and be like, all right,
everything that happened after.
I've got vomit all over my shirt.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and continue the date.
Yep. Still hungies.
We're done. The date is over.
Can we wrap this? Let's just get
fucking
sorry.
go home and fucking Postmates some Taco Bell. Like, you know,
100. Yes.
The date is
it's
over.
An L. Take
Truly.
the L.
Yep.
Take the L.
Take the L. Exactly. All right. So I was in an exploratory phase of my life. My boyfriend of 3 years had cheated on me, and after I left him, I just wanted to have fun. I matched with Moonbeam, not his real name, but same level of hippie dippy.
Is he a Zappa?
Yes, right. I agreed to meet him because his profile picture showed him living out of a cool van, and my stupid ass thought that it would be one of those cool adventure van lifers, not the scumbag kind.
Dude, that is a thin line that separates like influencer van life from like can't get your shit together van life.
Right. There's like
so
hot van guy and like scary van guy.
The Venn diagram is like
and Vin is right the van is right in the middle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We met at a random bar an hour and 15 minutes away from my house because he couldn't meet any closer. This place was local, like sticky floors and jukebox with 10 regulars at the bar.
We're familiar.
3 light beers on tap, kind of local. We said hello, and he had already ordered. When I got there, he had already had 3 straight whiskeys, and it was 6 p.m.
Ooh, whoa. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We chatted about random first date things, and since I had have been craving excitement, I liked his rough around the edgedness.
No.
By 7, though, Moonbeam had 5 whiskeys and suggested going for a walk. We're literally in the middle of a strip mall plaza with gas station next to us. I asked where we would go. He said there's a golf course that's backed up to the bar.
Are we going to break into a golf course right now, Moonbeam?
I agreed. I guess. I don't know if it's a break-in. I think that it must be easy
open?
to get into.
Because most golf courses I know of are not just like open to the public. You have to have like a membership.
Listen, I don't know.
Okay, whatever. I mean, you know what? Moonbeam, take us away.
Small town. I do know that there's a bar that literally backs up to a golf course and you could just walk onto it if you wanted to.
Sounds a little Dateline to me. Sounds like it could go Dateline.
Same. Moonbeam somehow was able to bring a whiskey drink with him since he knew the bar manager, and the entire walk he was drunkenly rambling about his ex who broke his heart, but not before filing a restraining order against him for something, quote, he definitely didn't do.
Have some self-awareness. Bringing that up on a first date.
It's not going to get better.
Oh no.
The self-aware bear is not here. Not here.
Left the building at whiskey number 2. Yeah.
Yes. We came up to a tree in trees area, and I made a comment about how pretty the sky looked that night. He looked back at me and gave me a really creepy smile and said, "Oh, that's just really too bad." I was confused and asked why, and he said, "Because this is where I dug a hole to bury your body."
It's not a funny joke.
Huge red flag. I started backing away from him quickly, and he got all confused and drunk mad, saying it was obviously just a joke.
I don't know you, all. Sir.
Thank you. And from how the night had been going, and being female, taught to protect yourself at all costs, he very well could have been a murderer. You think that would have been the end of the night, huh? Well, no. I was a very stupid 22-year-old, and when we got back to the bar, I told him I had to go. He said he needed a ride because he was too drunk and started getting loud about it.
That sounds like a you problem. You can stay here with the bar manager that you know until you sober up. How about that?
Yeah. Or Uber.
Exactly.
Uber exists. Like,
I don't know if it does at this point.
Oh, okay.
It kind of feels like they're also in not a city
populated
area.
area.
Who knows?
Cabs.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, and regardless, not my problem.
Right.
We just
Also
met.
yeah.
Like
This
as
is
long
not
as
my problem.
my responsibility ends at asking someone to keep an eye on you so you don't drive drunk. That's where my responsibility ends, and I'm going home now. Bye.
Goodbye.
But speaking of driving drunk, that is literally, I posted about this, Cassie. I don't know if you saw it, but
Justin Timberlake.
It's my go-to answer for everything now that's inconvenient. I'm going to tell people this is going to ruin the tour.
It's going to ruin the tour.
The tour.
The world tour. My favorite part is
What
that
tour?
officer
The world
not
tour.
is that officer not knowing who the fuck he was.
Yeah, he's too young. He's like, who are
my favorite thing ever.
I don't care.
My favorite. This is going to ruin the tour.
This is going to ruin the tour.
The bar manager came over and basically pressured me to take him to his house by making jokes about not wanting him to drink and drive because of me.
Okay, well, he's your friend, and you have been over serving him.
Right.
So if he does drink and drive, it's because of you. It's not because of me. Stop it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 22-year-old. You can feel the guilt though. The 22-year-old guilt is so strong.
I'm not saying I would have made any different decisions than she's making.
Yeah, no. But 40 something year old me is not doing that. Yeah. I've never been to this town before, but he directs me to a house. Again, very stupid of me, but I agreed to walk him inside because he's drunk and a bit aggressive and erratic. And part of me wanted
Those are all reasons why you shouldn't walk him in.
Part of me wanted adventure. That's not adventure.
That's danger.
That's not good adventure. You gotta learn the difference. You gotta learn the difference between adventure and danger. That's 100% right. They're not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same. But part of me was also scared to say no. He's been ranting about his ex and an apparent kid that I hadn't known about, and how they can, quote, go to hell, etc. for what they've done to him.
Did you just say your kid can go to hell?
Wow.
We walk inside, and I immediately know this isn't his house. There's pictures of a family on the wall, and he's not in any of them.
No.
He's going through the cabinets like he doesn't
abort.
Is.
Get out of there before you get landed with a break and entering charge. You cannot go to jail from this man.
I'm trying to figure out a way to leave without him noticing or reacting when he starts crying.
Okay.
Not just like sniffling, but bawling his eyes out about his ex.
No. You're gonna wake up the family that's sleeping upstairs.
Oh my God.
He then goes over to the pictures and starts ripping them off the walls. I was able to gather that we were at his ex's mom's house.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh my God.
She was the one in the family photos.
You helped your date break in to his ex's mother's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and now what do you do? Because now you know it's for sure not his house. And like,
I knew
you gotta go tell somebody.
Run.
But you have to run, but you also have to call someone because you can't leave. This man has talked nothing but vitriol about his ex and her family this whole time. That to me is so dangerous to leave him in a house where maybe his ex's mom is sleeping upstairs. You got to call somebody. Yeah, you need to get yourself out, but you should also call the cops.
You 100%. Call the cops. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like if once they explain the whole story, you're not in any trouble. You know what I mean? Like you didn't fucking know.
Yeah. Right. He's drunk, erratic, angry, bitter.
9-1-1.
Scary combination. Yeah.
Exactly. I knew I had to bolt, and so when he collapsed in the hallway crying, I shut the door to the kitchen and locked him in the other room and myself in the kitchen. Oh, him in the other room and myself in the kitchen. I crawled out the freaking window and ran to my car as fast as I could. I drove home thanking the universe that I was okay and promised to never get myself into a situation like that again. It was a great lesson and definitely helped curb my appetite for adventure.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God,
that's a hard lesson to learn.
Could have worked.
That is a hard lesson.
That could have gone.
That could have 100% could have gone. So we've told Tainted Love stories that went off for less.
Yep.
than that. So,
we sure have.
Wow.
That is bananas.
Bonkers.
That would have scarred me.
It is one of those things though that you look back on when you're like, you know, in your 30s, 40s, and you're like, wow, how did I make it this far? You know, we all have stories like, I don't have one quite like that, but we all have stories where it's like, how did we survive to adulthood?
Oh, yeah.
Bonkers.
Definitely.
Truly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oof. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then come back with the Tainted Love?
Yeah.
That sounds good. And we're back. Christina.
Okay. I have an interesting one for you guys. I was not super aware of this enormous case. And in fact, it is so enormous that I'm only going to talk about one bit of it because it's so large. But you'll see at the end how it all comes together. So, taking you back.
Interesting.
It's January 1980, and 19-year-old Sarah Passan is leaving her husband, leaving Arizona, is in a car with her 3 children on the way to Las Vegas for a better life.
Oh, how old is she? Did you just say?
I said 19. And her
19
her oldest is 5, and she's leaving her husband.
Oh, honey,
I need to know how old her husband is. I have questions.
Yes, she does have a book. I did not purchase her book, but I had questions about that immediately too. Eric, I was actually watching. This is episode 1 of Obsessions, Dark Desires, the TV show. And so I put it on because I was looking for a Tainted Love. And Eric started talking to me. I was like, hold on. Wait, because
I gotta do the math. I gotta do the math on this. Yeah.
And I was like, carry the one.
Imagine having 3 kids at 19.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't imagine having 3 kids right now, and I'm 34.
They were ages 5, 4, and 3.
Oh, baby.
Oh, honey,
so she had all 3 kids by the time she was 16.
Oh.
What was her name? I kind of want to read this person's book. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Sarah Passan. Okay. So she's like, I'm going to Vegas with my 3 kids. I'm going to live a completely different life. She gets set up in an apartment and applies for jobs. She immediately interviews and gets hired that same day at a gas station. She's like, fuck yeah, it's all coming together. I'm so so excited. So, and the people that are working at the gas station, she like gets along with great. She becomes really, really good friends with one of her coworkers, Cheryl Ann Daniels, or Sherry, as her friends call her. So they start kikiing because they're all like young girls and everything like that. And Sherry is like obsessed with her new boyfriend, Andrew Ireland, who will like come and pick her up when her shift is done. And they're like, when are we going to meet Andrew Ireland? Like, he sounds so like he drives a nice car, like, oh my God. And you're obviously like so infatuated with him. She's like, he's kind of a loner. He doesn't really like people
exist,
you know. So no, they see him, but
he's from Canada.
You don't know him. Andrew Ireland.
You don't know him.
What?
Andrew Ireland does sound like a fake name.
Oh, 1,000%.
It does. His real name's Anthony England, right?
Yeah. So Sherry's just keeps going on about him, like how generous he is, how he's like a real gentleman. But Sarah starts to get like weird vibes. Like they've been hanging out for a long time, and like they have never met this guy. But like when he comes to pick her up, he'll like stare in at the other coworkers in like a creepy way.
I don't like that.
And she just is like,
I don't like that.
She doesn't like that for her friend, right? So one day Sherry comes in for her shift, and Sarah can tell like she's been crying. She's really upset. And so because they're friends, she's like, what's going on? She's like, he's fucking married. Like it's over, that kind of thing. Like, and so she's like, it's okay. Like, fuck him. Like, fuck that guy. He was kind of creepy anyways. But the next day after that shift, Sherry didn't show up for work. So immediately, Sarah and her other coworkers become concerned because she's not the type to not show up for work without any notice at all. So that night, there's actually a couple of cops from the Las Vegas Police Department that come to the gas station hoping to learn more about Sherry's work and personal life. So they ask Sarah if she knows of anyone that might want to hurt her, and she tells them all she knows, including the fact that Sherry had a new boyfriend and had just learned he was married, and it was like, yeah, he goes by the name Andrew Ireland. Next afternoon, they find Sherry's Jeep abandoned in a shopping center parking lot. And like, they're like, okay, we fear the worst. Like, we know that she's not an up and left situation. Right. This is bad. She's not just going to leave her car. And they brace themselves for bad news, but life goes on. Nothing happens. No updates. Sherry's just not around anymore.
Nobody, just an empty car.
Just an empty car. It's like, they're like, well, okay. So over time, Sarah's like an incredible employee and actually gets promoted at the gas station. So she's like Mr. Manager, and she gets approached by a new customer that comes in regularly. His name's Robert Generoso. And he is smitten with her. Sarah's a beautiful blonde. She's young, and he like comes and gets his gas and keeps trying to ask her out. And she's like, no, I'm focused on my business and my kids right now.
Yeah, girl.
She's got her priorities straight. She's like, I got three kids to take care of, and I'm managing this gas station. I don't have time to date. Even though she does find him attractive. She thinks he's kind of cute, but she's just like, obviously, she's got a lot going on. She's got a lot on her plate. Very fucking mature for 19 years old, right?
Well, you gotta be.
Yeah.
Mother of 3 at 19. I would hope you're mature.
Yeah. So it's now been 4 months since Sherry has disappeared. And while taking a shower in her apartment, Sarah heard her beeper go off. So she gets out of the shower and wraps a towel around her, and then she listens to the message. A voice comes through the beeper saying, "You look good in a towel." Which I have a question.
Voices can come through beepers?
That's absolutely not. That's also a question. What?
Yeah, I had a beeper, and it just like beeps and tells you to call a number or whatever.
Call people.
But I didn't know it was like
they
voice
used to have
message.
Pagers. I don't know about that either. I mean, because you have to call the thing, and people can leave you messages, right?
Or maybe she called the number.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
it's weird. I don't know about that.
But yeah, I do have to say that for as much as I love a shower, and I love a shower, you are at your like most vulnerable,
right?
Because you can't hear you're naked, you're wet, you're slippery.
Yep.
You can't hear anything.
Nope.
Like I actually do check. I have a habit of like checking to make sure my front door is locked before I get in the shower.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
One time I was in the bathtub and I thought I heard, it must have been like a neighbor, like opening a door. but I thought I heard my front door open.
Oh.
It scared the shit out of me.
Oh my God, that would be terrifying. Yeah. No, I used to have a baseball bat in the shower. Not in the shower, but in the bathroom.
Right outside the shower.
Yeah. I'm just like,
What if it was in the shower with you? your shower bat.
My shower bat.
Just
ladies, keep a shower bat.
Everybody's got a shower bat, right?
Everybody's got one, right? It's a poop knife and a shower bat.
Psycho, okay? It's a scary place to be.
Shower bat.
Oh, you keep them on hooks next to each other.
Ew. A poop knife. I haven't thought about that in so long.
I know. Well, that's an early throwback. So there you go.
Classic.
So Sarah understandably gets very upset and like closes the blinds, but her beeper continues to pop off. And over the next few months, Sarah would get like so many messages. And as time goes on, they go from just being like weird to being increasingly vulgar, increasingly violent. And
911.
This person would tell her fantasies of like kidnapping and torture and what he wanted to do to her. I mean, it's just like terrifying. No. And all the while she can hear him like jerking it in the background, which is to me like the worst fucking thing. It's so...
Yeah, it's gross.
It's assault. It's assault. It is assault.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So these calls come in like every few hours until one call finally freaks her out so much that she just turns her beeper off. And this is a work beeper. So this is a beeper that her work has given her as like manager. So like they can contact her if there's any issues or whatever. So she finally starts turning her beeper off. So she's also like, the call that freaks her out is when she can hear a woman screaming in the background. So I'm like,
has she told anybody yet?
No, she actually.
What?
So her mom calls her frequently, checking in on her, how's things going. And she says she doesn't want to worry her mom. Like she wants to prove that everything's fine.
I can understand that.
So she's 19. Told anyone.
I understand that with her mom, but if you don't want to go to the police for whatever reason, it is a work pager.
Yeah.
Tell people at work.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, how did this person even get her pager information?
Correct.
It's a work pager.
So throughout this time, Robert Generoso is continually visiting her at the station and asking her out. Finally, Sarah told him to call her sometime. And 15 minutes later, he called the station to set up their date for the next night. Before he ends the call...
It's too eager.
Yeah, exactly. It's the guy from the first story, right?
Exactly.
So before the call ends, he says, I've been looking forward to this date for a very long time. And the way that he says it weirds her out enough that she just has this gut feeling like, absolutely not. So the next night, instead of going on the date, like meeting him, because she was like, meet me at my apartment, and told him her address. So like while she's at work, she has a friend that takes her kids and watches them offsite. So no one's in her apartment. But instead of going and meeting him at her apartment for the date, she just stays at work because she's like weirded out.
But he knows where you work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she ends up staying until like 9:30. They were supposed to meet at 7:30 and go for like pizza and beers or something. And the following night so she gets home, she gets safe, she gets her kids, everything's fine. The next night at the gas station, she's kind of nervous because she's like, I don't know what he's going to do. Like I stood him up, that kind of thing. I think he's going to be mad. And she sees his car come into the gas station and it just stops, the lights staring at her. She's outside the gas station doing something at the pumps and it revs up and he speeds towards her trying to hit her. She's able to dive back into the building, lock the door really quickly. He gets out of the car and starts banging on the glass, screaming at her. And she's like, he looked like a different person. Like his eyes just went completely black and he was just so filled with rage and he's screaming at her like how angry he was at being stood up, and he had everything planned out, and he put so much effort into it. She is obviously terrified. So he finally like leaves because it's locked and other people start coming into the gas station or whatever. She's shaken, and she ends up getting a call from her mother at the gas station, who are like,
"It's time to tell mom."
Yeah,
it is time to tell your mother.
Her mother tells her that the Las Vegas Police Department just called her and told her that she had been linked to a homicide. So Sarah had been linked, and she's like, "What the fuck?" So
what?
Why didn't the cops call her?
The next call that Sarah got at the gas station was from a detective who told her she was in grave danger, and she needed to to keep herself locked in the gas station and stay out of sight until they arrive. So that's what she did. When they finally show up, they tell Sarah the news that, you know, they had been expecting for a while, is that they had found Sherry's body. And not only that, they explain that they had found Sarah's name and home address inside a wallet next to Sherry's body. And
nope.
Yeah. So the detectives take Sarah to the police station. They ask her to look through this huge photo album of mugshots and asked if she can identify this man. She's like, what? There's like so many different looking pictures, like white guy, Hispanic guy, all different colors of hair, all different looks. And they're like, no, this is one individual. And she flips to the back and she's like, oh my God, that's Andrew Ireland. Like, he dated Sherry. And then the next page after that is Robert Generoso. They're the same guy.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. They're the same dude. He's just like.
How did she not notice?
He's a
because he's so good at
he's a chameleon.
Disguise.
Yeah. And she had never met Andrew Ireland. She'd only seen him pick up her friend. So, you know.
Right. She wasn't up close.
Right. Exactly. So it's not like they had conversations. She just like, if he had changed his hair and his outfits and stuff enough and drove a different car, like, you know, she didn't notice that they were the same person. So she's like freaked out, and the detective tells her all these photos are of the same man, and they believe this man was intent on killing her. So they
all of the photos,
all of them. Yeah, they have a huge
all the photos
books.
in the photo album are the same man.
Yeah,
in disguise.
Yeah. Sometimes he looks Hispanic. Sometimes he looks like a normal white nerdy dude. Sometimes like he's all over the place.
You know what? Some people have faces that are good for disguise. You know what I mean?
Just
like kind of like blank slate, nondescript faces. I feel like the three of us have unique enough faces that I think it would be hard for like you can put a wig on me, I still look like me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The way though that when I put a wig on, I'm like, I'm a different person. And
I feel like a different
no, I know
person.
it's you. I'm like, oh, yeah. How'd you know it was me? It's a wig. It's not a face transplant. Got it.
So the detectives finally tell her that they believe this man is one of the most brutal and sadistic serial killers they've ever come into contact with, and his name is Stephen Peter Morin. So Stephen Peter Morin was a drifter from Rhode Island, is believed to have begun his career as a serial killer as early as 1969 at the age of 18. He had dreamt of becoming a stock car racer and was born in Providence, but spent his teen days in Florida. He committed multiple car thefts, and he was briefly placed in the Florida School for Boys while he was in juvie. So his life, I'm not trying to like make apologies for him, but
no,
that particular school, it has been like archaeologists or forensic archaeologists have now found like 55 graves on the property. There's been a lot of, there was abuse, torture,
oh my God, I know
murder.
Exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
I know what school you're talking about. Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah. So at 14, he tries to escape the school by stealing a car from his father, which ended up wrecking 3 cars before he was caught again. He was admitted to the hospital and escaped that hospital. And though he faced the trauma and everything like that, he gets sent back to the school. He's finally like gets out. This forever changes him. He gets deep into narcotics and just goes off the deep end. So what he would do is he would find names on tombstones that were around his age and send for their birth certificates. And over the years, he accrued many new aliases like Edward C., David Penny, Ray Constantine, Andrew Ireland, just to name a few. He changed his look, style, and name so many times that he earned the nickname Chameleon from the police and remained virtually invisible to investigators for almost a decade. At this
it's so weird because the 80s don't seem like, forever ago, but long enough ago that you could still pull that shit off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can be like,
I don't think you could do that as easily these days.
Right. Exactly.
Definitely be harder for sure.
So at this time in early 1981, Detective Brady has 4 murders with a single connection. So there's women that have been going missing, and this is also the same time as like Ted Bundy. It's the early 80s and everything. So he has been able to make a connection between 4 women who have been murdered and dumped in the desert, one of them being Cheryl Ann Daniels. Only one detail connected each victim. They were all kidnapped from Las Vegas and murdered within the space of a year. Sherry had been recently murdered, but had been abducted months prior.
Because she was missing for 4 months.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. So that might have been
scary.
who was screaming in the background.
Exactly. How fucking awful is that?
Your friend.
So finally,
being held too is such a fear.
Oh.
Like being kidnapped and held somewhere is so scary.
I have Oprah Winfrey ringing in my ears anytime it's like, don't go to the second location. Never go to a second location. Never go to a second location.
But this was someone who she trusted,
I mean, of course, right? Yeah, that's the problem. It is so many times someone you quote unquote trust, somebody you know, right?
Oof. Yeah. So
do we think he told her that he was married as a way of kind of like getting rid of her because he already had his sights set on
Sarah,
his new person?
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
Scary because he wasn't really married, right?
What is no? He was. That's what's he was married with a kid. Which is even more terrifying, right? He was married like twice. That's why I told you like this is only a small piece because you really can't get into the story of Stephen Peter Morin because he killed they think he killed 37 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a documentary about or like a podcast about this guy?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's TV stuff. Yeah. There specials and stuff.
Especially with all of his different disguises and everything.
Right.
And the way that he finally eventually gets caught is very interesting. But let me get through Sarah's story. So
sorry.
No, it's okay. So in the early morning hours of December 11th, 1981 in Texas, Morin shoots and kills a 21-year-old in front of a restaurant, her place of employment. So how did he get to Texas? Because at this time, Sarah is effing terrified and she feels like he has been in her apartment because she goes one night after work and sees the door cracked. So she's like, fuck that, and gets out of there. When the cops come, they're like, yeah, he was definitely in here and escaped out the back. He had taken her address book with everybody. So he knew where her parents were.
So you got to call everybody.
Friends. Yeah. Oh. So she goes to this random aunt's house in Texas because she thinks like maybe that might be one of the last places or whatever. So that's how he ends up in fucking
He followed her to Texas. Wow.
And yeah, she is just trying to like survive. I mean, she's still getting beeper calls. She's still getting like, because he has that address book. So she is terrified. She doesn't go outside. She doesn't let her kids go outside. They just stay cramped up and trying to hide because she thinks like maybe if he drives by or something, like he wouldn't think that she would be there or whatever. So,
oh my God,
Morin is in Texas and murders someone in front of her place of employment. Apparently, she had interrupted him while he was in the process of trying to steal her car. Later that day, driving around in her car, Morin ends up abducting Margaret Palm from a local shopping center and tells her
he's spiraling.
Yeah,
he's like berserking right now.
Yeah. So Margaret Palm, though, and there's a really good Vanity Fair article about her. She's like a really cool, calm, nice lady who is recently become extremely religious. Like something has tapped into her, and she just feels like she started going to church, and she feels so. She actually is just like calm and is like, hey, everything's going to be fine. Talks to him about the Bible and all kinds of stuff, and is like, ends up going for 10 hours with this guy, keeping him calm enough to finally convince him to go to the bus station to go try to visit Kenneth Copeland. Basically, he was like a preacher or something. Kenneth Copeland. He's a popular preacher at the time. So he fucking does it. And he gives her the bullets out of his gun and everything. He's like, you convinced me, like, this is legit. Like, I'm going to go. And she gives him her book of Psalms, like, that she is, like, written out and everything. She's like, good luck to you, like, that kind of thing. And then, of course, is like, boop, 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 boop. You want this motherfucker? Like, here he is. Because she...
Wow.
And that's how they finally catch him. They catch him at the bus station. And at the time of his arrest, he was a suspect in 37 crimes spanning from coast to coast. And, that's more, I think, than Ted Bundy. But I'm just like, why? Yeah. I had never really heard of this guy before. He was active at the same time as Bundy.
Prolific.
And in fact, there's some people who think there are crimes that are attributed to Bundy that are actually him. Mm-hmm. So... Yeah, they were active and kind of around in the same areas too at similar times. So he does end up being convicted for only like 4 crimes. And on March 13th, 1985, 37-year-old Morin is brought in for his execution by lethal injection. And he's pronounced dead at 12:55 a.m. Sarah is now in her late 50s. She lives along the coast of Southern Oregon. She published a book about her horrifying experience with Morin, titled Sarah's Story, Target of a Serial Killer. While there seems to be no justice for Sherry, because he wasn't charged for it, at least like the world knows that he has been taken care of. So
yeah. Oh, wow.
Isn't
that's terrifying?
Bonkers. First of all, stalking is
so scary.
So scary.
But
stalked by that guy?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that he didn't let up once he knew that, instead he doubled down. Mm-hmm. Like once he knew that they were onto him, he still followed her to Texas.
Yeah.
Like that is a true obsession. There's something not firing right in his brain that he's fixated on her in that way. That's so scary.
And also, like, to me, creepy. What got me is I'm like, you're talking about a 19-year-old baby with 3 babies
to protect. And she's out there away from her family.
Dealing with that. I'm just like, holy shit, dude. I am just so happy that she was able to make it out relatively unscathed, because obviously emotionally so traumatic.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Good one.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys?
You know what I mean when we say
yeah.
Yeah.
No, if anybody knows of any podcasts or documentaries about Stephen Morin, please write in and share them, because I have never heard of this fucking guy before, and I don't know if there is any like legitimately real docs out there about him.
I mean, it seems like with like you said, with all of I would just love a deep dive, kind of like what's his name has done with
Israel Keys.
Yes, real crime bullshit or true crime bullshit. Yeah, exactly. That would be fascinating to get him, and also like what's Samuel Little.
Yes. Oh my God.
Just
that guy's terrifying.
It's so terrifying. So terrifying. Like their stories are and we're so prolific that you're just like, how does somebody get away with that for that long?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wild. Oof. Anyway.
All right. What are you guys
watching?
Oh.
Well,
beat you to it.
I finished the second part of Bridgerton. The second half.
I'm only 2 episodes in.
No, I enjoyed it. You know, it's not my favorite.
Yeah,
season.
That's how I feel.
I think season 2 was better, but I still enjoyed it. You know, I binged all 4 episodes in a row, so that should tell you something.
I'm not liking what's happening with Cressida. I feel really bad for her.
I feel terrible for. I do too. Yeah, and to be honest, like after having watched all 4 episodes, I gotta say, Colin, well, I think Penelope deserves better. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I don't know. But I do have a bone to pick with Bridgerton, and it is that I heard that the next season is not coming out until like 2026. And here's the thing. They got to stop doing this shit. I like this show.
Not 2 years.
The longer you make, because we had to wait 2 years for this one. And I know that was in part because of the strikes and stuff. But I'm like, you're going to make me wait 2 years and then you're going to give it to me in 2 parts?
Yeah.
I don't fucking think so.
No.
Like, look, I know that it's high value and it takes a long time to do it right. But I'm just saying, back whenever Game of Thrones was in its heyday, high production value, the best writing on TV, 1 year between seasons. Yep. Okay? So I think you guys can figure it out. All right. Yep. That's my 2 cents.
Get better producers, and project managers in there. Get a little ew. Do you guys have to do that at your work? Ew.
No.
Exactly what, by exactly who, by exactly when.
Wow.
You
know what? So, corporate, they'll come up with like abbreviations for anything. Anything.
I gotta be honest with you. I work in the most corporate. I've never
heard it either.
Of that.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I think that your
boss has made it up.
Of business.
Yeah. I think so. I think so too. Oh my God.
Pulled it out of their Jinko jeans.
Pew, pew, pew.
Anyway,
I watched a documentary called Bad Faith, and it is about the rise of like Christian nationalism and Christianity in politics. It is
I hate it.
Fascinating. It is a very, very well done documentary that I hope at least one person who it could help could watch it. That would be great. But it's very educational about where that kind of thinking comes from and why it exists, and where it's going with things like Project 2025 is specifically centered around that way of thinking from the Heritage Foundation. So
scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yikes on bikes.
Yeah.
I have 2 things. One, I watched Cruella. I know I'm years late on this one, but
I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really, really good. And I mean, Emma Stone's fantastic. I mean, she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love her. I love the story. I'm surprised there wasn't a second one, to be honest, because they definitely lead you to think that there's going to be another. Yeah, they leave it open. So I know I'm real late on that, but I watched it on my flight and I was thoroughly enjoyed it so much that I was like, Chris, you have to watch this, and he watched it too.
That also feels like a good plane movie. You know, like some movies feel like good plane movies. That one feels like it would be.
Mm-hmm. Perfect plane movie. Mm-hmm. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that, so our friend Sarah, who is on the show Resident Alien, has been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and everybody has been waiting to know if there's going to be a 4th season coming out. And finally, literally, we're over at her house. This will be all news by then anyway, people who have known, but we're at her house, and the day before she finally got the news, my dad is such a huge fan, and it was Father's Day, and we're sitting, we went over to have play cards with them, and I was like, oh my God, I'd already called my dad that day, but I was like, can we call my dad? He is so funny. He's like, have you talked to your friend Sarah? Are they going to have a season 4? So we call him, FaceTime him, and Sarah's like, I got news. We have a season 4. So it was the cutest thing ever. And my dad's like, yeah, right on. You know, so yeah. So that's just, huge shout out to that, to them. It's a good show, and I'm excited that they're getting their 4th season. It's going to be on USA. So that's going to be, nice. Really exciting.
Awesome.
Anyway, I just thought it was really cute. My dad was like,
Well, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, or if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com, and we love you so much.
Cheers.